Hello, my name is Kerry and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk about all things mindset, motivation, and manifesting. Today in this video, I'll share 10 signs you're currently settling in life and you deserve more and what you can do to go get it. So before we start, I want you to know as well that that thing that you're not happy with, whatever you feel you're settling with, or if there's something you're frustrated with or whatever it is, it's about to change in your world because of a choice that you're going to make and actions that you're going to take to achieve that. So get ready. Big changes coming your way. So let's dive into what we're talking about today. And that ultimately is that you should never settle for less than the absolute best for yourself. And so often we do, but why, right? It's because every time we settle for less than what we deserve, we feel that we're worth less and deserve a little bit less every single time. So ultimately, when we get caught in that pattern, it goes lower and lower and lower. And what happens to a number of different things, confidence and our expectations and all those while we're doing that, it gets lower, lower, and lower. So everything we talk about today in this video is going to relate to relationships, career, your self-image, your health and fitness, absolutely all of it. So that's the brilliant part about this because, and I know, been there, got the t-shirt. I've been settling for things in my life at times and I didn't really realize I was doing it. And so looking back in the past, in all of those different areas, you don't really know when you're in it, right? When you're settling for these things until someone points out what's in your blind spots, or you get this massive slap from the universe that says like, all right, here's what's going down. So that's where we're going. So we're going to get right into it today. All right. So the reasons why I feel that we settle in life, there's two main big reasons that I find in working with clients and from personal experience and from conversations with friends, and there's two big things. Number one is the expectations from society and the narrative from society. You should do this. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't expect this. You should be in a relationship. You should have kids by now. You shouldn't be in a relationship. You should have this much in the bank. You should look like this. And so we think that that's all that we're capable of achieving or that we deserve. So we kind of go, okay, well, if that's what society tells us, that's what I'm going to do. And we settle into that where you actually are meant for so much more greatness. And after this video, you'll be stepping into it. So that's one of the main reasons, is because we kind of follow along with the narratives that society tells us and preaches to us along the way. So breaking free of that. The second one is that ultimately, and this one's going to sting a bit, is that you don't feel like you deserve better, whether that's in any one of those areas we talked about. And that's a rough place to be in, right? So we're going to touch on some of these things. So I'm going to give you the 10 reasons, 10 signs that show that you're settling in life. And then I'm going to give you some tips on what you can do to actually stop settling and go get what you deserve. So the first one is that you've given up hope on your dreams, or that you can accomplish things. Maybe there's things at one point you said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to look like this, or I'm going to feel like this, I'm going to be in a relationship like this, like all of those different things. And at this point, you're like, you know what? I'm just going to give up. It's not possible for me. So, what I've got is better than nothing. So, it's all right if you know that I don't feel loved in my relationship. It's better than being alone. Really? It's all right if I'm a couple extra pounds over here and there. It's not going to make a big difference. But what that does back when you look in the mirror and how you feel, that trickles into every other area of your life. So sign number one that you're settling is that you've given up on some of those hopes and dreams, those things that you really wanted in your world. All right. Number two is that you don't have fun very much anymore. You don't smile. You don't laugh. When's the last time you had just a belly laugh, like the laugh where you couldn't catch your breath? Or the last time you had fun where it was actually like time absolutely flew by because you were having so much fun? When was that? And if you've got to seriously sit and think about, man, like when was the last time I did that? It's a sign you might be settling in certain areas of your life. All right. The next one, I do have a list down here if you're wondering. So that's where I keep looking down here. You're letting other people run your life. Right? Other people tell you, no, maybe it's at work. There's an opportunity at work and it's like, well, I really enjoy where I live right now and my neighbors and the family, and at work it's like, oh no, you should do this because you'll get a raise, and then you move to some remote area and you're away from all your friends and family. There's nothing there from the hobbies that you enjoy and to take part in, and you end up just hating life. So that's a sign, right? Are the choices that you're making from your heart and what you want and you desire? Or are you letting other people influence those and it doesn't really feel right, doesn't really sit right with you, right? The next one is it feels like you're living Groundhog Day, number 4, right? Feels like you're living Groundhog Day over and over. No excitement, no growth, no change. And it's just the same thing over and over. And when you go to get out of bed in the morning, you blink your eyes and you're going to sleep at night, and it's the same routine, same route to work, same people at work doing the same thing, push the button, this and this. Like, so, and it's boring to you. Now, I'm not saying that routine is a bad thing. I'm a big fan of routine. But if you're bored with that routine and it doesn't excite you, you're not excited for what's coming, that's a chance you might be settling in an area. Now, that can be in your relationships as well, right? Nothing exciting, nothing new. You're not growing together. It's the same old, same old. You're the exact same people that you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 30 years ago. We're meant to evolve. We're meant to grow. So that's a big part. That's number 4. Number 5 is you're not excited about your days. Like, and that kind of ties into 4. But when you open your eyes in the morning, you're not like, all right, I can't wait to see what the world has in store for me today. And you're excited about new opportunities and the people you're going to meet, the conversations you're going to have, the experiences that you're going to be involved in. And instead, it's like, hit the snooze button. Or I don't want to get out of bed. Or I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Like, you're not excited about it. That's a sign that you're settling in those areas. And there's so much more for you in whatever that is that you're thinking about right now. All right, number 6 is your standards are way too damn low. And that happens, remember I mentioned earlier, when we settle for things and then we think that that's what we deserve, and then it gets lower and lower and lower. And Tony Robbins is big for this. He says, you want to change your life? Raise your standards. And that could not be a more true statement in this world today. So where in your life do you need to raise your standards? In your health and fitness? What comes to mind right there? In your relationships? Maybe you're not in a relationship or you want to be in one. Where do you need to raise your standards personally to actually attract that person that you want to be in a relationship in? That's the quality that you deserve. Are you that person? Raise your standards. Right, so there's that. Number 7, we're flying through these babies today. You've let yourself go, right? Whether that's your appearance or your standards. You're late for meetings. You don't return phone calls or texts. You have an untidy lifestyle, like your room's a mess. You don't make your bed. Your car hasn't been washed in 3 years. Like, you shirk responsibilities that you're supposed to do. You don't do laundry. Like all of these things. Like, you've kind of taken a step back and be like, what does it matter anyways? I'm telling you right now, it does matter. And when you have those little things that you're doing and you keep those going, that's where your momentum starts. Those little tiny wins, they start stacking up, and that's where your momentum starts going this way instead of this way. So what are habits or things that you used to do that really served you well that you've stopped doing? And it has in turn trickled into other areas of your life, and you kind of let yourself go, right? And whether that's a pair of pants you try to go put on that you haven't put on in a year and they don't even go over your butt, yeah, speaking from experience, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, right? Or habits that you've had with finances or in relationships about being creative and keeping that spark and desire alive in your relationships, and you've kind of just let it go. You're comfortable with it. That's a sign that you may be settling in that area of your life. All right, number 8. Your circle doesn't support you and empower you and fire you up to grow and become better. Instead, it's almost like a crab bucket of like, oh no, you shouldn't do that. No, don't go improve yourself. Don't go start working out. None of us work out. Don't go take a course and learn something new, because then you're going to improve. And you hear that in career at work with people with careers. They don't want you to get better because then you're going to get promoted, have more opportunities, right? So your circle is super important. There's other videos that I've done about, and you've heard the saying about the 5 people you surround yourself with is who you become. So if your circle's not supporting you and encouraging you to get better and grow, you got to find a new damn circle. right now, and you don't know where to start, reach out to me. I'll be a part of your circle. I love that. Number 9, you think, speak, and act negative all the time. And I bet you'll find that if that's how you're doing things, you'll find that your circle is much the same. They're speaking negative, they're talking crap, they're, negative Nancy's, all these other things, like that's what it is. So your circle needs to fire you up, or pardon me, your actions, like your thoughts, switch it around, flip it. Find the sunlight in those cloudy days, right? On those dark moments. Know that on the cloudy days, the sunlight's coming, all of those different things. It's important. But if you're filled with negativity, what that does to your energy and your vibration is killing you right now. Stop settling. You know that you're better than that, right? Speak power into your life. Use positive words, great affirmations, things, empowering statements, all of those things. It's super important. All right, number 10, and this is a big one. And they're not in like sequential priority. They're just all things that are signs that you might be settling. Number 10 is your confidence is in the dumpster. And I know this, I've been here more than once in my life, right? And when you're in those low places, the hardest thing to do is focus on something different and get out of them, right? But if your confidence in any area of your life, in your health and fitness, maybe it's your appearance, maybe in your relationship, your confidence, maybe you're not in a relationship and you want to attract that person, but you don't have the confidence. They would never go out with me. They would never say yes to go out with me. Or you're in a relationship and you're kind of missing that spark or the attraction and you're wondering, maybe I should try something new. Maybe we do something different for date night or, spice it up a little bit, whatever that looks like for you. But you're scared to do it. You don't have the confidence to do it. That's a sign that you may be settling. Probably are settling. So if any of these kind of strike a chord with you and you're curious on how to change that and what it looks like, I encourage you to reach out to me. I'll put my website down below. But I have some tips right here on how to flip the script, how to change that. If any of this stuff resonated with you today, any of these signs, you feel that you're in any area of your life that you're doing these, here are some things that you can do right now to change it, right? Number 1 is ownership. Own your situation. Know that you are where you are because of the choices you've made, the thoughts you've been thinking, and the actions you've taken. Because what that does is when you take ownership of that, of where you are, that now gives you the power to change what's in the future. When you sit there and play the blame game, they did this to me, oh, this opportunity doesn't come to me because of this and that, you totally give up your ability to change your future. You're now a victim. You're waiting for somebody to come save your ass. And that is not a great place to live from, because I lived from that state and in that mindset. And it's not fun. So step out of it, right? Empower. So own where you're at. And when you own where you're at, the universe will conspire in your favor to change your future to exactly what you're looking for. All right. Number 2, realize that it is not too late for you. You're not too far gone. It may seem like there's a mountain in front of you, but one step at a time. That's how you climb that thing, right? If you have a vision, you have a dream, you have a desire in you, it is in you because you are meant to achieve it. Your dreams are different than my dreams. And that's because we're meant to walk different paths. If everybody on this earth had the exact same dreams and desires, it would be pretty standard, pretty boring place to live. So if you have something inside of you that you want to do and you think that you've kind of settled and you've given up on it and it's too late to do it, false. Go get it. If it's still in your mind, it's still possible for you. So go after it. There's countless examples of people that have started things later in life and reinvented themselves and tried new things and super successful. I mean, you talk about Colonel Sanders and started KFC when he's like 62 years old or whatever. I could go down a list of them. So it's super important. It is not too late for you. Go get it. All right. Number 3, create habits that support your success. So what is it that you feel like you're settling for? If it's in a relationship, then what can you do as a habit to make your relationship more loving or caring or whatever you want it to be, right? Whether you want more emotional connection, more physical connection, whatever that is, what are habits that you can take on that will facilitate that? They'll promote that, right? Work, health and fitness, right? You want to look better, want to feel more energetic. What's a habit you can start today that'll help you and move you towards that? Yeah. All right. Number 4, take inventory of your beliefs, right? What do you believe? What do you don't believe? What do you believe is possible for you? What do you believe is not possible for you? Because a lot of times when we settle, we believe it's not possible for us. And I'll tell you right now that every belief you have is a thought that you continue to think. It's a choice that you've made to believe it because you were born with zero beliefs. So why would you choose to continue to believe something that does not serve you? Challenge your beliefs. Why are you doing the things you're doing? Why are you not doing the things you're not doing? Challenge those beliefs, because if you can dream it, it's possible for you. There's a reason it's there. And if it's possible for someone else to do it, you can do it for sure. And listen, all the innovators in this world that have used their imagination and stepped into that where even no one else did it before, but they believed it was true and possible and they did it. That's super exciting, right? I get fired up when I think about the possibilities of what we believe and what we don't believe and what's possible for me and what's possible for you. All right, the last little tip, there's so many that I could share with you, but I want to keep it relatively tight today. So the last one is ask for help. There are so many people in this world that want you to win, want to support you. They've lived the challenges that you're in right now. They've had the dreams that you have, and they've took their lumps. They've learned the lesson on the way up. Read autobiographies, reach out to people that are doing what you want to do, that have achieved what you want. Maybe they've conquered something, a challenge. Maybe it's, even something in fitness, health and fitness. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe they were in a toxic relationship and moved out of it and were able to heal it. Maybe they were in a toxic relationship, got the hell out of Dodge, and were able to do the work on themselves, and now they're in a relationship that is absolutely amazing in their life, that they didn't even think was possible for them. Reach out to someone else that can help you. And if you don't know who to reach out to and what that looks like, reach out to me. Start with me, right? You can book a call by reaching out in the website below. It's kerrykish.com. I'll link it in the notes. You can go to any of my socials, which is at Kerry Kish Coaching, at any of those, and reach out to me. I would love to support you. So if you enjoyed today, I'd love you to like and share and subscribe to the channel, and you'll get notified every time when you hit the bell icon every time I put out a new video. Put out one a week. If you're interested in certain topics, by all means, reach out to me. Let me know what you'd like to hear my opinion on, or my thoughts, some of my research, things like that. And I'd love to, because I'm on this journey just like you are, becoming the best version of myself. And I want to grow, and that's where we look back and I can see the growth that I've done. And I want to support you in those, in those challenges, that we can shorten the time that you're in those rough spots, and that I can learn probably just as much from you as that you're going to learn from me. But it's about those empowering conversations. So to find out how to connect with me, once again, I mentioned that before, and I'll link it in the notes below. And if you'd like to continue your journey of growth and becoming the best version of yourself, I encourage you to check out this video that's coming up on the screen right now, because it has to do with manifesting, motivation, and mindset as well. So thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in the next video. And as always, sending peace, love, and positive vibes your way.